Do. Hopefully that's recording nicely. I'm just gonna sort my volume out, turn that down. So here we are again, doing this one more time. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Let's go with free roam. Just let the game drop me where it wants to drop me. So I'm going to be doing this for maybe a couple of hours, I think. Don't really have much of a plan. The plan as such, as it currently exists, is I'm going to waffle on about a few things which hopefully might be slightly entertaining to you, and we're going to do some hunting. And I'm going to drink as much coffee as I can possibly muster, because that's what I like to do. And I encourage you to do the same. Have at it. Get in there. Get the kettle going. Pull your favourite mug out. Pour yourself a nice cup of joe. And settle in. We're going to be chasing the deer. We're going to be killing the crocodiles. We're going to be dragging the elk by the horns back to the camp, back to Crips, so that he can make vests and shoes and all sorts of goodies and trinkets from the bones and the carcasses. I am very much low on funds, and we need to turn a profit. We need to make some money. So that's what the stream's going to be. If you're up for that, great. Please stick around. If you don't fancy watching some guy just hunting deer, that's completely understandable as well. I mean, it's pretty repetitious and boring, but I'll try and make it somewhat amusing by waffling on about this, that, and the other. You know, I will talk about some random things not pertaining to the game. So it's not going to be pure Red Dead. It's going to be some other things. I'll just go into the settings. I'll just turn my microphone off so other people don't have to hear me. There we go. That should do it. There we go. Nope. Hang on. What am I doing? Only microphone audio. Voice chat enabled. We'll turn that off. And hopefully that spares the other players on the server the sound of my voice. It seems to have worked. I'm not sure where the game's dropped me. Apparently my horse is dead. But we've got Old Memes, the backup horse here. Although Old Memes is now sort of becoming the main horse. R.I.P. Daft Punk. I used him a little bit yesterday. It seems like somebody might have shot him in the head, which is unfortunate, but he will be back. But really, Old Memes here is becoming the main horse. He's becoming the dominant horse in these runs. And there's a nice little flock of deer there, so I'm not going to waste any time. We need to make some money, and we need to make it fairly quickly. So let's get to it. Miss, but I got one. These other ones are feeling... Is my gun jammed? Oh, fuck's sake. I can't believe I'm out of bullets already. As soon as I start. Do I need gun oil? I need gun... Right, okay. So before we can do anything of any utilitarian value, such as, you know, hunting, we've got to... I'll probably go into Valentine. This looks like New Hanover. I believe Valentine is the nearest town, although possibly Rhodes might be closer. Just going to grab this carcass, stick it on the back of Old Memes, get him warmed up for a nice long day of grinding. It's a 3-star doe, so I'm pretty pleased with that. I would have thought, considering that I shot this... Mistakes were made. Considering that I shot this thing from behind, and it looked pretty clear to me that it was a rump shot, a butt shot, if you like. Surprised it is a 3-star. Usually, if you shoot these things in the butt, they become a 2-star or a 1-star. But we got lucky, so we'll take the carcass with us. We'll take the whole thing. Let's just have a little look in the map screen. So we're not far from Cornwall, Kerosene and Tar, the Heartland oil fields. But if we go directly in the opposite direction, we should get to Valentine fairly quickly. And I can already see, you know, I've played so much of the game that I can identify now. I'm getting to the point where I can identify my location and proximity to places of significance by like rock formations. So for instance, I see this this plateau right in front of us, and the little bit off to the right, sort of directly in front of my character, where the train line is sort of snaking through. And as soon as I see this rock face here, I'm like, oh, Valentine. So that probably stands to give you some sense of how much I've been playing this thing. Too much, to be honest with you. You know, I was very much into it. Now I'm kind of going off it a little bit, but I do still find that it makes for decent stream material. I can't really see me streaming anything else. You know, this game's got a lot of variety. It's very pretty to look at. I find it to be quite a sort of relaxing or chilled experience when you choose to play it that way. And equally, I find it to be quite an exhilarating, intense experience if you decide to start messing with players. So you've sort of got the best of both worlds there. The question of, you know, why stream anything else? You know, it's I could play some Gran Turismo or something, but you know, I feel like people like this game. People like Red Dead, even though nobody ever comes by to watch. But, you know, it's a nice thing to look at, and I would maybe consider watching a little bit of Red Dead on YouTube Live or Twitch. So, you know, if it's good enough for me, I figure maybe it might be good enough for some other people. Oh, I feel like I've got a nosebleed coming on.
If you're selling, I'm buying.
Alright, yep, come on. Take it off me. Need some bullets. 650, that's not bad. Very nice, that'll offset the cost of my rifle rounds. And as you can see, we've got a grand whopping total of $102.88. So, I mean, I was thinking about maybe, excuse me, maybe saving up for a wagon.
Wait a minute. Is that who I think it is?
It is.
Been a long time.
It's the one and
What are you
only.
aiming for today?
Uh,
Go ahead.
yeah. Come on, you can spare me the prattle. Let's get some rifle rounds in. I'm just gonna have a little sip of water. Sorry for the drinking noises if that happens to bother anyone. Unfortunately, I am a biological being, and that sort of thing is necessary.
Keep looking. No problem. See ya.
Hey, careful there.
Out of the way, chucklefuck. No, I should be nicer actually. You know, I don't. You know, that sort of attitude is not very becoming of anyone, whether it's a game or in real life. Calling people NPCs, real players, whatever. You know, last night I was in a story mission. I was doing a bunch of story missions because they're a good way. You know, I was feeling kind of sociable, and story missions are a really good way of like actually getting to talk to people. Like right now, for instance, we're in Valentine. Valentine's usually a pretty popular spot for other players, but there's nobody here. And if there was somebody here, the odds are that they would either ignore me, or they wouldn't have a microphone, they wouldn't be interested in talking to me. And I could quite easily wander the map for an hour and never see anyone and never really interact with anyone. So, you know, if I'm feeling particularly sociable, playing the story missions seems to be a good way to go. Let's see if we can grab one of these deer. 2 stairs over the bluff. But that's a cliff face there, so I don't know where they think they're going. Where have you gone? Here we go. Oh, you're gonna... Ah, that's a 3-star. Memesy. Yep. Perfect. Can't say fairer than that. Would have liked to have got their friend, but... its friend, whatever, one of the other ones. Would have liked to have got one of the other ones, but, you know, c'est la vie. That's a 3-star doe. Should I take the carcass? It's probably worth about... I think it's 650 is what I got for the last one. Is there going to be any larger... You know what? I will take it. I'll put it on the back of my horse, and then if I need to make a little bit of room, I can always take it off and skin it and turn it into a pelt, and that'll be fine. Let's have a little look at the dailies. on the menu today. Helped someone in need, won't be doing that. Jumped from a horse onto a moving train. Not going to go out of my way for that, but maybe I will if I see a train. I'm not going to be doing any races, I'm not going to do any showdowns. I'm certainly not going to kill any spoonbills, because they're one of my favourite animals. I could use an emote on a local, well, I guess that would net me a little bit of gold. I did the rough math on it, and based on my calculations, these gold bars are worth, in terms of real world money, a gold bar is worth, you would pay on average, I would assume, about sort of 30 to 35 pence, or in American I suppose that would be 50 cents per gold bar. So 0.1 of a gold bar is, you're saving 3 pence, or maybe 5 cents. So that's what your grinding is getting you. You're saving a couple of, what's 5 cents in American? Like, is that a dime or a nickel? Oh, I can hear somebody in need. As the daily suggested, help someone in need. I could save 5 cents here, but I don't really want to waste the bullets. Get down. And you. Oh, fucking Christ. Right, knives out. Come on then. Hand to hand it. Oh my god. And that's why you don't help people in need. I was hesitant about it because I didn't want to waste the rifle rounds anyway, because it feels like I'm forever going back to Valentine to get rifle rounds from that one guy. I've spooked Memesy, I don't know where he is. I tried to knife the things, the game wouldn't let me. Apparently that's just not realistic enough, it's just too hardcore for me to, you know, shirt or no shirt, I guess hand-to-hand knife combat with a wolf is just a bit of a stretch. Oh, what was I talking about? I had something that I was saying, I've forgotten now. Let me think. Oh yeah, so grinding for a wagon. That's I had some notion in my head of saving up, like, what is it, 650 in-game dollars, or it might even be 850 in-game dollars to buy a wagon to sort of improve. He's not down. Can I get his friend? No. Is he gonna? It's not gonna drop. Where's he gone? Where's he gone? There he is. There he is. Miss. I'm gonna follow him. Usually I don't follow them. Usually I let them go. But today I'm feeling kind of persistent. Is that a? Oh, how naive. Get down. Thank you, PlayStation 4 Auto Aim. In my book, that would have been a miss. Skin this thing, I don't even care if it's a 1-star, we need to make some money. Yeah, 650 in-game dollars for a wagon, and I believe that's like the basic wagon. That's not like a premium wagon, that's like a basic wagon for my trading operation. I don't even know how long it would take me to make $650 on this game. Like, you know, I think I average making, you know, what I could do. I could go to, this is a tip I got from somebody off the Red Dead Online subreddit, which, you know, I don't really care for Reddit very much. For some reason, they're constantly sending me these annoying notifications to my phone, to the tablet, like, for subreddits that I've got nothing to do with. Some of them are like basically advertisements, and some of them are like almost, it seems to be like political in nature. I'm like, oh, what gives you the right to spam my phone out with things like this, things that I didn't have any interest in, or I don't want to hear about the white people, things white people do, Twitter page. Oh, Memesy, what was that? Jesus. Absolutely. absolutely shocking, like completely devastated his own fucking face there. Pardon my French. Like I say, I am trying to sort of move away from the swearing if possible. You know, I was playing this game the other day with a teenage boy, because he happened to have a microphone and he wanted to continue playing with me. It wasn't like I was like, oh yeah, obviously I would prefer to play with people who are sort of my own age. But he was nice enough, and I didn't want to turn him down. And it's just nice to play the game with somebody, and I figured, I won't turn him down on the basis of his age or whatever. I'll just. But I could hear myself swearing as I was like speaking to him and playing the game with him. I was like, oh, F this, F that. Oh my god, I can't believe I've effing done this. Oh, F word, C word, B word. And, I had to stop myself and, like, apologise to him. And he was like, no, man, it's totally cool. I swear all the time. And I'm like, ugh. And I tried to explain to him, it's like, when you get into, like, adulthood, having those words as, like, crutch words that you just sort of instinctively go towards, like, firstly, it limits your speech. It limits your thinking, because it becomes incredibly easy and lazy to, the first thing you go to as a response is like a swear word. Please means you don't die. And sometimes you'll find that you're in like formal company, polite company, and the instinct to sort of slangy, like turn to slangy, X-rated language. Nice shot. I saw the X, he should be going down. Yeah, there we go. Listen to me congratulating myself on my own marksmanship. How vain. Not really though, not really. I mean, it's just a game, innit? You're a 2-star right now. I don't want to turn you into a 1-star. God damn it, you are cute though. There we go. Say goodnight. Just drift off into the light, my friend. Oh, that coffee is cold and tepid. Right, this is a big pelt. I did say I was going to pull the dough off, didn't I? And give it a skin. So yeah, this is what the stream's going to be, I'm afraid. It's going to be a lot of me pulling animals off the horse, skinning them, putting them back on the horse, looking for more animals. I'm on the fence about whether I'm going to be making an effort to interact with the players. So the thing is that the way the microphone's set up on this thing is that, if I'm streaming, obviously got to be speaking all the time. That's what people expect. They want to hear somebody commentate. And that's good and all. But I can't have public microphone settings enabled on the server, because otherwise players are just going to be listening to my entire stream, feeling very confused and annoyed. And yeah, they can mute me, but I don't want to force them to do that. So in terms of interaction with other players, if I find somebody who seems particularly interesting and entertaining, what I might do is I might just go into the left side menu, or even the pause menu, wherever it is, and just enable public comms again, enable public communication, and then what I'll be doing is I'll be sort of shutting up a little bit, and just speaking to that player directly, but that would mean that effectively the usual stream commentary would be stopping. So, not really sure about how I'm going to handle that. I think I'll just handle that on a case-by-case basis. To be honest with you, the odds of another player being so interesting that I would want to stop what I'm doing and interact with them. I mean, I'm not going to say that it never happens, but the odds are slim you know, I would say maybe like 1 in 15, 1 in 20 players are like interesting enough to sort of stop what you're doing and spend time with, which is unfortunate really, but you know, everybody's entitled to play the game. A lot of people choose to play this like a very much like a single player experience. I mean, we've got a bloke up here, looks like he's just doing some hunting, something with horses by the looks of it, and you know, he'll leave me alone, I'll leave him alone, so it goes, I guess. Yeah, my thought process is all over the place, isn't it? I've been talking about this and that. I've been starting lines of dialogue and I've not been concluding them. So yeah, the swearing and all that sort of thing. You know, I really would like to sort of, if possible, if I'm able to do it, and I don't see why I wouldn't be, because it's not the hardest thing in the world. If I could just get to a point where I'm, you know, just not doing it, or at least not doing it on stream. Not doing it in like a public capacity, because you know, it's I don't want to like give that kind of impression of being like, you know, I'm a pretty sulky kind of guy, but I don't think that's necessarily something to embrace. You know, being hostile and defaulting to sort of antagonistic behaviours, like, it's not something that I would want to wish on anyone. It's not something I would like to espouse or promote. So if I can just start by like curbing my language on stream, I think that's a good starting place for sort of cutting those kind of words out of my vocabulary. And that looks like a deer to me rather than a horse. It's a white-tail buck. Okay. And I've missed. Can he pull it back? He cannot. You know, a couple of days ago, I was absolutely eagle-eyed, like, dead-on, Chris Kyle American sniper level good with this rolling block rifle. I was, like, you know, just tearing up everything, one shot, one kill. Yesterday and today, it's not been like that. And I don't know whether it's because my mind's on other things and maybe I'm not 100% immersed in the game. I can see an animal. See, you know, like, this shot would be a doddle for me, like, Monday. It's Thursday today. 3 days ago, this would have been a sure thing, and his friend as well. I just need you to stop wandering around. He's not down. Got his friend as well, but neither of them are down. They're just going to run away. Let's have a look around. Well, I'm going to go over there and investigate. You never know. The radar seems to indicate that one of them might be sort of losing the will to live. Yep, here we go. Oh my goodness, wow. Yeah, not having a very good day, are you? You know what, I feel bad for you. Put you out of your misery. Oh my god, he's still alive. Ooh, messy. Ooh. That was not pleasant. I feel quite bad for this one. I mean, I guess I feel bad for all of them, to be honest, but unfortunately this is probably my favourite way of playing the game. I mean, I wouldn't be consistently doing it if that were not the case. And at the end of the day, it is a game, and these are virtual creatures. They ain't real. So that's my... I'm not so much of a role player that I feel like I need to limit my ways of playing the game. That is a 3-star elk. Nice and easy. That one was handed to me on a platter. I can't believe I missed his friend. Oh my god. Yeah, there we go. Should have got him with that first shot. Went whistling past his ears. I can't believe that seemed like such an obvious... Ah well, never mind. I can't actually carry this, can I? Can't actually take this with us. The pelt's too big. I'm literally just taking the meat and the antlers. I mean, is there... You know what, there's a camp over there. This will be my gift to them when they return inevitably to camp. I mean, this is Big Valley, so the odds of other players being around doing the same sort of thing are very high. Seeing as I can't take this, I may as well donate it to a good cause. Same with the other one as well. But yeah, on the subject of these sniper rifles, like, you know, people have been saying that the Carcano is really what you want. Where's the steer? Elk, whatever it is. Game. Oh, excuse me. Coffee burp. Yeah, people really seem to rate the Carcano, and I must admit, I was... Are you still with us, are you? Oh, go on then. Alright, come on then. Oh, he's still alive, God. There are so many things I need. I need a wagon, I need this Carcano rifle, and I need a more powerful revolver or a pistol or something. Something that can put these animals out of their fucking misery. Instead of, pardon the language, instead of intensifying and worsening their pain. Because this revolver does nothing. Nothing. Like, I've shot you with the sniper. You haven't died. I'm gonna come and finish you off with the revolver because I feel bad. And it's like, you know, I may as well just be throwing rocks at them or something. Like, it's like bouncing pebbles off the head. Adding, well, I won't say adding insult to injury, just adding injury to injury. Just prolonging the suffering and intensifying it. But, you know, if I want a revolver that'll do the job, or... I mean, really what I'd like is the Mauser pistol. That's kind of what I'd probably be my choice of sidearm. Not for any particular reason, I just, you know, it just looks a little bit different. I've used the Lamat before. It's okay, it's decent, but I would like to try something different. You know what we could do with moving our... Should we move our camp here? I mean, it makes sense, doesn't it? You know, this is such a good place for hunting, why would you not? Size and location, small camp. What are the odds of it actually being in the valley bit of Big Valley? $2, okay. Right, so where... Oh, you know, that's pretty close. You see, sometimes, like, you would think, oh yeah, the valley bit of Big Valley, i.e. along the Little Creek River. But sometimes it'll pitch it, like, down here next to Strawberry, or close to Riggs Station, or, you know, somewhere where I'm not hunting, basically. So, we've looked out there. It looks like our camp is just up this way. So, let's start offloading. And the grind cycle will begin in earnest here. Yeah, I was facing down with somebody yesterday, 2 people. Indeed. Memesy, come here. So yeah, I was, you know, I just got really sort of antagonistic yesterday. Yesterday evening. I think it was because I'd actually been playing too much of the game.
Getting a little low on supplies here.
Mm-hmm.
Anything's better than nothing. That's top notch.
You're top-notch, Grips. Back to work. So yeah, you know, I don't know how much time I put into the game yesterday. It feels like I put about 8 or 9 hours into the game. It's quite easy when you're playing the thing to just... have you got any... Just you, is it? Have you got any friends? No. You and me both. There we go. I'll just take that straight back to Crips, seeing as it's nice and close. Yeah, I was getting quite sort of antagonistic. You know, I needed a break. I mean, I went out for a walk, and I think I spent about 3 hours just out walking. Was that yesterday? I think it was. But still, I was getting quite sort of antagonistic towards, you know, other players. And anyway, I was talking some smack over comms to these two players. And the one of them, you know, it started out innocent enough. It was all sort of fun and games with the lassoing and whatnot on both sides. But, you know, it ended up getting violent, as these things tend to. Here you go, take this off my hands.
Going to be out of supplies before too long.
Can't believe a poor buck carcass is worth $4. Anyway, you know, it turned into a gunfight. It went from being sort of like idle banter and you know, messing around to like headshots. And you know, I was doing quite well for myself with this one player. Sort of, you know, putting up a good fight. I was winning. And then, you know, they parlayed with me. And, you know, I'm such a knucklehead that I was like, oh, yeah, haha, good choice. You know, that sort of, just talking a little bit of smack, basically. But then they called their friend, who was armed with a Carcano. And he just started rinsing me. Like, rinsing me worse than I've been rinsed on the game. Pretty much, well, maybe not ever, but in terms of my rinsings, it was a top 3 kind of rinsing. It was pretty bad. Headshotting me from the other side of the fields in Blackwater, over and over again, with the Carcano. As soon as I spawn, I'm down. And, you know, I've done that to other people, so I know what it feels. You know, I know what it's like being the being in that position and winning and all that sort of thing. You know, it feels pretty good. But, you know, being on the receiving end of that, I was just fuming. I was getting really upset. So, I mean, what's my point here? I guess my point is, you know, I feel a little bit ashamed for some of the things I said. I mean, what did I call him? Like, I think I said, oh, you must be such and such a player's domestic, no, what was it? Emotional support animal, or something like that. You know, which doesn't sound like the sickest burn in the world, admittedly, but that was what came out of my mouth. Oh, yeah, and then I was like, you must be the one that such and such a player rides around like a donkey, or something. You know, it's just like, really sort of, like, just trying to be mean, but also trying to be sort of less generic with the insults. And, you know, now that all that's passed and I've had a little bit of time to sort of like calm down and everything, like, that sort of thing is not very pleasant. And to be perfectly honest with you, I don't usually act like that. I was just getting kind of frustrated. And I've been playing too much of the game, you know. If I'd only been playing the game for like an hour, are you gonna... Wait. No, you're a different one. Oh, what was that? There we go. Auto aim to the rescue. You know, if I'd only put an hour of game time into the game, I wouldn't have been that way. But because it was like hour 7 or something, and I was like just losing my patience with having no money and getting rinsed, and, you know, the Carcano does seem to be the better choice of sniper rifle. I was using the rolling block, he was using the Carcano. He was getting one shot, one kill pretty much every time. I was kind of hoping that the rolling block would sort of end up being the weapon of choice, but people make good arguments for the Carcano. And now I'm starting to think maybe it's time for a switch. But again, you know, what does a Kakano rifle cost? Like $600, $400, $500? Need to be like rank 72 or something. A lot of grinding to get to the point where I can have a Kakano rifle. So for the time being, it's going to be the rolling block. Yeah, you know, antagonism, like, yeah, you know, and that was not the only antagonistic incident that I had yesterday. You know, I was just really rankled. Sometimes I just am, I guess. I don't know whether it's like, I don't know why. It's just something that you feel. Some days you just feel kind of, you know, things go on in your life and you have thoughts in your head that you don't vocalize. And you have worries and pressures. And, you know, typically... Sorry, buddy. I don't even know if this is going to do the job. Of course not. Really could do with a Mauser. But yeah, you know, you have all these thoughts and pressures in your head, in your mind. You're worrying about this, that, or the other. Whether it's like mortgages, or debt, or schoolwork, or, you know, your lack of a romantic life, or whatever it is. You know what it's like. You know, pressures and all that sort of stuff. They're whirling around in your head all the time, and God, check this fog out. I'm gonna have a hard time without the eagle eye, I think. Anyway, yesterday it was just like one of those... It just sort of very rare for me to get like shitty with other people in the way that I did yesterday. But there was this guy in a story mode lobby for some mission that I'd already done 3 times. And you know, I had a mic, he had a mic, and he was using his mic to play phone speaker trap rap, like, I guess it was trap rap or cloud rap or some sort of SoundCloud rapper type thing. Lots of hi-hats, through what was clearly, even though he was playing it through like his own headset, it was clearly coming from like a phone speaker. So the dude must have been pointing his phone at his headset and playing like just this trap music that I just did not want to hear. And you know, I happen to know, based on my perusal of the Red Dead Online subreddit, that a lot of people don't use mics because, you know, people who do use mics play their terrible music through their headsets and all sorts. So, you know, he started doing that. He wasn't saying anything, it was just phone speaker music. Like tinny, crappy phone speaker music. And I just blew up on him. I like really like started giving it to him in a way that's kind of uncharacteristic for me, and I don't know whether it was just, you know, I woke up on the wrong side of the bed that day. Let's see if we can find some deer. Is that a horse? That looked like a horse. Need this fog to go away. Hello, what's that? Is that a herb or... That's a herb. And that's... I can hear a horse. I can't tell what that is. I think that's a horseman. Got another... Yeah, got a... What do you call several horses together? A pride of horses? A flock of horses? What is it? I don't know. We've got a plurality of horses. There you go, plurality of horses. But yeah, it's really started like just giving it to this guy in a way that I almost never do. I was like, you know, turn that shit off. What makes you think that other people want to hear your crap phone speaker music? What are you, some kind of DJ? And then he was like, yeah, fuck you, bitch, I am a DJ. I was like, you're the worst DJ I've ever heard. No, you know, just really savaging this guy. I don't remember everything I said, but it was like pretty fucking, you know, pardon my French. Not doing very well with the no swearing thing. Really put this guy on blast for playing his phone speaker music. So yesterday was not a good day for me on the game. I mean, I met some cool people on here. But I suppose this dovetails with what I'm saying about like trying to limit the swearing and all that sort of thing. And trying to sort of... That was a nice shot. See if we can get a friend. I've got a friend as well. Don't know if they're down, but I got them. And that's another one. This is going very well. Miss. Jinxed it. But yeah, it dovetails with what I'm saying about like the swearing and stuff. Like, you know, I need to make like an active effort to be a nicer person. And yesterday was not a good day for that. And I guess I've talked this over to death now, so I'll just leave it at that. You know, I want to be nice to people. I want to, you know, I want to be able to get along with people. Embracing that kind of antagonism, it's, you know... I mean, maybe the other people in the party appreciated it. Maybe the other people in the party were thinking, God, it's another one of these guys with the phone speakers. Thank God somebody's saying something to him. I don't know. Maybe they were like, wow, what's this guy's problem? Why is he raving like this? Who knows? Who knows? But it's, you know, shouldn't really be my default go-to response. I mean, maybe I could have asked him nicely. I don't know. Maybe that's naive of me. Just a moment of silence to reflect, I think. Yeah, on the subject of being like trying to sort of generally be less of a dick, I suppose, is the way I'm gonna say it. Not necessarily being a nicer person, but just being less of a dick is probably the accurate way of saying it. I don't seem to be doing very well at the moment with that, but you know, I'm thinking about it and I'm trying to slowly make some strides towards that goal. And going outside seems to be helping. Like, now that the whole COVID thing is, well, I mean, it's not gone, but you know, the weather's starting to warm up. It is May. We've got maybe 3 or 4 months, maybe 5 at a push, before everyone's got to be like, oh fuck, get back inside. There's the swearing again. This isn't my camp, is it? Is this my camp? Is this my camp, or is this... This is somebody else's, isn't it? Yeah, it is, isn't it? What's it? Huh? Collect deliveries. I don't know if this one's mine or not. I mean, there's a snowy egret plume in here for me. Is this mine? This isn't mine. This is somebody else's that I'm just using. Let's move on. Mine is... No, wait, hang on. What? Oh, God, I'm so confused. That is mine, isn't it? God damn it. What is going on? Yeah, that's mine. Ugh. I need a cup of wake-up juice. That's what I need. So where's my table, then? Right there. That's where it is. I was right next to it. Well done, me. And how's the production? We've got 66 goods. Doing all right.
Supplies are starting to run low, just so you know.
I don't really care about that.
I suppose this will do.
I'm not doing supply runs. I will just buy them.
This'll have to do.
That's not what I enjoy in the game. I can make $78.12 Do I want to do that? Yeah, you know what? Let's do a goods run. You know, usually what I end up doing is I end up doing lots and lots of hunting, and I never really get around to the goods, to actually offloading the goods. So for a little change of pace, let's do a goods delivery.
Right. I've got a batch ready to go, and a buyer already lined up. Now, I've basically done all the hard work. All you need to do is go make the sale. Bit of a trek, but I know you like a ride. Why didn't I come up with this idea 40 years ago? Well, I'd be living in a palace by now.
Okay, let's get it done. Where are we going? McFarlane's Ranch Station. You know, I really don't like going to New Austin. I like Armadillo. And I like the Sheriff of Tumbleweed. He's one of my favourite NPCs. Let's have a look at the map. I mean, you know what? I think if we follow the yellow line for a change. Usually I like to sort of follow the train tracks. I need some water. Mouth is dry. Sorry about that. Usually I like to sort of find a nice railway and just sort of follow that to wherever I'm going. And I don't need to be smacking the horse like that either. That sounds like a bear. But you know, according to that map, this seems like a pretty good route. And I think what we'll do is we'll follow the little yellow line of destiny. What did they call it in the Stanley Parable? The yellow line. I don't know if anyone watching this knows what I'm talking about. The Stanley Parable's a pretty well-known game, I suppose. It was sort of a breakout indie hit in its year. A lot of fun. Really liked the concept. Really liked the writing. I mean, sort of like the postmodern live, die, repeat kind of premise of repeating things, repeating a scenario with like interconnected variations within the loops. That's sort of been done quite a bit at this point. But at the time it was relatively fresh, and I really enjoyed the Stanley Parable. I forget, did they call it the plot line? The yellow line? Where you would just follow the line? As like a sort of like, you know, I mean, it's a fairly rudimentary commentary on game design. It's not the cleverest principle, but the way it was done is quite funny, well executed. And I guess that's what we're doing here. We're following that line, and it's a yellow line to boot. So the comparison is not lost on me at all. What was I talking about? Forgotten. God damn it. I've completely blindsided myself. I've got old man memory. That's where we're getting to now. It's only going to get worse with age. It's not going to get any better, is it? Eyesight, memory, it's all going to start going downhill now. But anyway, you know, if you're hoping to come to the stream for maybe a good time, maybe you're feeling a little bit bad or a little bit sad about something, I'm here to remind you that your memory will fade. Alzheimer's is a very distinct and real possibility, and your eyesight's probably going to go as well. So yeah, tune in for a good time. I was talking about the benefits of going outside. Yeah, the whole COVID thing. Yeah, so we've got maybe 4 or 5 months. It's the beginning of May now. Happens to be Super Thursday. We've had a May the 4th, and that was a laugh riot. Everybody talking about Star Wars, ha ha ha. But Super Tuesday is really what I'm... Super Thursday is really what I'm interested in. So Super Thursday is what they're calling May the 6th. That's today, obviously. And today is the day in the UK when we can elect our local representatives, our local government, local council election type things. Can't say that I fully understand it all, the ins and outs, but nonetheless I've been able to cast my vote anyway, and I do have the benefit of, you know, that's a boar. There's a boar. I thought that might be black bears, but no, boar. Well, this is going well so far. I haven't had any hostile players approach me just yet, and you never know. If one sneaks up right next to me, I might just have enough time to enable public comms, and maybe I can even negotiate with them. You know, oh, sorry for that coffee burp again. All this burping, it can only be coffee. You might be thinking to yourself, oh, a coffee burp. What do you mean? What's a coffee? Coffee's not carbonated. Why are you burping? Literally, that's all I've had. That's literally like I'm doing the OMAD thing, as I've mentioned in previous streams. Just doing the one meal a day kind of thing. I haven't had anything to eat in about 20 hours. There's nothing in my system other than coffee and water. So, by process of basic deduction, elimination, whatever you want to call it, inductive reasoning, what else is it going to be? It's the coffee. Somehow, some way, the coffee's given me gas. But anyway, I do apologise for that. I know it's not the most pleasant thing to listen to, but at the same time, I'm not too sorry because, like I said earlier, I am a human being and these things do happen. So, Super Thursday. I don't mind disclosing to you, in fact I'm quite happy to tell you that this time around I have voted for the Greens. I voted for the Green Party. You know, I was thinking about being cynical and voting for Labour, because Labour potentially might have a chance of maybe actually succeeding in whatever elections, right? But this is, you know, the area that I live in is a Conservative-dominated area. There's a lot of, like, small businessmen around. Obviously, they know who they're voting for. And there's a lot of old money, there's a lot of old white people who've done quite well for themselves. It's a Conservative seat. Contesting it, you know, it's pretty much a done deal that this place, well, whatever I do, they're going to go Tory anyway. So rather than being cynical and being like, well, maybe I'll give Labour a push in the polls, but, you know, even though I'm not very impressed with them. And I'll explain to you in excruciating detail in a moment why that is. Rather than being cynical and being like, well, there's only two parties that could potentially win anything anyway, I figured, you know what, I'm gonna vote in line with my ideals, regardless of whether or not the Greens succeed, and it would be the most ridiculous landslide miracle of election history if the Greens were to succeed in this town. I'm probably one of 1,000 people in the local area, probably 1 in 500 who have actually cast their vote for the Greens, unfortunately. I need to reference the map. Map? What? Map, please. Right, I am here. I can just cut across here, can't I? I'm pretty close. No need to mess around. But yeah, you know, the cynical, it's the same thing that happens in America, you know, where you will have like a third party candidate, or you'll have like a Bernie Sanders, or you'll have an Andrew Yang or somebody who's like sort of a little bit out of the ordinary and might actually have some different ideas about how to do things. But when push comes to shove and the chips are down, everyone just comes to, we've got to get Trump or Bush or whoever out of office, so ergo, even though we don't like what the Democrats are doing, I guess we'll vote for them, because voting for an independent won't accomplish anything. And it's the same thing that happens in this country, that sort of like voter cynicism of like, yeah, you can sort of see the writing on the wall, where obviously the Greens aren't going to fucking win the, pardon the French, I've got to stop swearing. Obviously the Greens aren't going to win, but representing the fact that they, you know, casting your vote for them, if that is the policy, if those are the people that you want to represent you, if those are the policies that you are in favour of, and they are the policies that I'm in favour of, you know, raising the national minimum wage in line with a living wage, you know, raising the corporation tax, investing in public services. You know, these are the things that I want. Meanwhile, you've got Labour saying that they want to be the party of business. Like, oh, okay, I thought that niche was already filled, but I guess we can all be the party of business now, right? Labour wants to become the party of business, which to me sounds completely antithetical to being the party of the people, which isn't that sort of like the notion? Isn't that kind of what they try and project themselves as being? And then, you know, I quite liked Jeremy Corbyn, and the fact that they've, the way that they did him dirty after that last election, where they suspended him or tried to remove him from the party that he dedicated like 30 or 40 years of his life to, because they needed to get some distance from the losing candidate. You know, it all seemed very unfair, it all seemed very cynical, and it stuck with me to the point where, you know, my vote was there to be had. We're going to have to do a little bit of gunfighting here. I'm not a fan of the Conservatives. You know, my politics have changed with time and with age and with experience. I don't want any more austerity. I don't care about COVID or whatever. No more austerity. Let's have some public services. God damn it. Let's get out of here. I'm gonna get killed. I'm gonna hide behind a tree and shut my face for a second, because I'd hate to come this far and then screw it all up. Oh. Wrong guy. Just call me Cool Hand Luke. Oh my god, where am I going? Maybe not. Crikey. Dude, come on, just grab him. Oh, you're one of my guys. Christ. Wow. Can we please? There we go. Fucking smack him. And you. Getting all WWE on him. Alright. Nice. You know, this is why I don't do the goods missions, is because the fucking swearing again. Oh, what an execution! But these missions invariably end with you having to execute a horde of dudes, and it's like, I just want to kind of Euro Truck Simulator this. I just want to make a nice relaxing run to wherever. I'm not in this for the violence. I just want to make some deliveries. You know, maybe you know, I don't particularly care for Death Stranding, but that is actually what I'm sort of implying here, is that I would like to sort of do this Death Stranding kind of way and just deliver the package. I don't care for that game, but you know, I mean, hey, that's what I'm saying I want, and that's what that game delivers, so maybe I should reconsider. It wasn't the packages, actually. It wasn't the delivering the packages that bothered me about Death Stranding. It was the terrible plot. Especially with the alien sister, or whatever she was, who was also the president's daughter. Wow, that was, and I was never really a big fan of Norman Reedus anyway. Like, that whole plot was, I've heard people defend it as being like, oh, it's so genuinely heartfelt and all that stuff. It's all about connectivity and blah-de-blah, and you know, in theory I like the concept of, there's that notorious coffee burp again. In theory, I like the concept of a game where you sort of create a social service. In Death Stranding, obviously, it's a logistic. It's Harriet. Sorry, Harriet, I don't have 15, 25... Well, actually, I do have 15 gold, but you're not getting it. I'm saving that for something. Not sure what, but I've heard that the naturalist role is the worst of the bunch. But yeah, you know, the concept of like building a logistics service a la Amazon Prime or whatever, it's an interesting concept, but I found the execution to be lackluster. Although I will say that the game is relatively pretty, I guess. I feel like the sort of Shinkawa-esque designs for like Sam Porter Bridges, for his like suits that he wears as he makes the deliveries, with like the mechanical hood that comes up when it rains and the sort of power armor and all that sort of stuff. I felt like that didn't really fit with like the environment of the game. Obviously you've got this grim naturalistic environment with lots of like sheer cliff faces and is that a bear? Oh dear. Let's get Memesy out of there. Oh no. We're gonna have to get all man versus wild on this bear. Here he comes. No, don't. Run, Memesy, run, flee, be gone. Oh, I'm dead. Down, boy. Well, what did I expect? You know, I would have got that. I would have got that. But the thing is, I pressed L2 to aim, down the sights. The game locked me to Memesy. And I was like, no, I need to aim. It's like, you want to focus on the horse? No, I want to kill the bear. I want to aim down the sights of my weapon and kill the bear. It's like, well, L2 means look at the horse at the moment. So, yeah. Oh, he's killed the horse as well. Your active horse is dead or unavailable. Brilliant. So I guess we get R.I.P. Daft Punk when he can make his way over here. Is that right? Am I meant to think that, unless that's Memesy coming, I guess that means that that bear ate my horse? Let's see. Nope, that's Memesy. We're good. He was fine. I died so that Memesy could live. No comment? Maybe a better streamer would have a witty remark to make at that moment. I've got nothing, I'm afraid. You know, I was getting all political, wasn't I? I was talking about politics and things. I mean, is there anything else that I want to add to that? Any other remarks? Anything else that might be of use? I think I've pretty much made my point. Like, you know, I chose to vote in line with the actual policies that I want to see implemented, regardless of whether or not my party wins. Every vote, you know, this is something that I came to understand when Biden was being elected, because I watched that coverage very carefully, and you know, it's quite exciting actually watching the breakdown of all the states and everything, and it really felt like there were stakes. So yeah, I was one of those kind of guys who stayed up all night watching the maps and everything. Memesy, please. If you could just make it over here, that'd be tremendous. But yeah, I realised, especially when it was coming down to things like, you know, Trump was trying to contest Georgia, and then afterwards, that is a bald eagle. That is a rare find. Speaking of America, here's your bald eagle that I'm just dealing with. Your treasured, beloved, iconic bird. So iconic, in fact, that when I was living in America, I actually got the bald eagle laser printed on my apartment key. With those machines that you have that cut keys for you, they not only cut the key and do all that for you, but they imprint a design on them, which is pretty cool. That's a neat little thing. So yeah, I went with the eagle.
I got my own business to take care of.
Where's my horse? That's what I want to know. Let's have a look at the map. Is he on the way? Is he coming? See, he's close. I don't see why he wouldn't be... You know what, let's just take 5, shall we? Can I rest here? Triangle to rest? Is that a thing that I can do at the moment? Or usually when I press triangle he'll crouch down on the ground and... well, you know what, we're just gonna stand here for a minute. Gonna whistle for my horse and then I'm gonna give him a moment to try and get over here. It seems like he's having some sort of issue with the landscape, the terrain. So I'm gonna give him a moment. Let's give it like a minute. But yeah, when I was watching the whole Biden thing, you know, it really did impress on me that, you know, the votes do count. You know, whether or not, like, obviously there's always going to be some dubious activities. You know, things are going to happen. But nonetheless, like, registering your intent and your will, regardless of whether or not you win, like, there is value in it. Even if you lose or whatever, or you're like, oh, nothing will ever change, so why bother anyway? The fact that you know, people use those statistics to inform future policy. They use those statistics to decide what they can and can't get away with. They use those statistics to decide, you know, what can we do to appeal to this demographic or that demographic. So, you know, maybe the Greens do slightly better this year, which means that maybe Labour choose to institute some... There's Meamsy. Took his time, but there he is. Maybe that puts a little bit of pressure on Labour, which are ostensibly meant to be... I mean, would you say they're meant to be left-wing? Seems like they're doing everything they can to sort of move to the right. Centrists. They're like centrist. You know, Greens get a little bit of support. You know, the policies get a little bit of a push. Labour looks at that and they think, maybe we should institute a couple of those policies. We might get some more future votes. So registering your intent, regardless of whether or not your choice wins, it's worth doing. And, you know, in my case, I happen to live, what, 2 minutes from a polling station? 90 seconds from a polling station. I could have thrown my ballot card to the Guildhall from my window. So, you know, I guess that does make things easier. So we made a goods delivery. Haven't really encountered any other players, which is... I mean, not unexpected, I suppose. Let's just have a little look at who's on the server. We've got a bunch of names that are nigh on unreadable. Okay, well, there we go. Who knows where any of those people are. You know what, as a little change of pace, seeing as we have been doing the hunting and the cart deliveries, in the interest of keeping the stream somewhat lively and, well, I don't know if lively is the word, but, you know, trying to retain interest, trying to satisfy your Red Dead Redemption itch. Let's go to Blackwater. We'll go to Blackwater, and we'll see if we can interact with some other players. I did say that I wasn't really going to do that, but to be honest with you, we've done an hour of hunting and hunting-related activities. So, you know, a change of pace would be good. And also, just to be perfectly frank and level with you, my streams, you know, in as much as when I do them, which is very infrequently and random, and I know obviously nobody watches them, but I do still do them. At the moment, we're not really going very long. We're not going for like 3 hours or 4 hours or 5 hours at a time. I just do it until I feel like not doing it anymore. And at the moment, I can feel the need for a wee, like, building So, you know, in the interest of keeping things relatively short and snappy, and also, you know, dealing with the biological necessities of being a human being, we've got maybe another 10 or 15 minutes. I'm going to finish my coffee, we're going to interact with some players, and then we will call it a day for now. And I'll be back at you, whoever you are. Maybe later today, maybe tomorrow, maybe never again, because I'm a very inconsistent character. But hopefully at some point. And, you know, I would be absolutely delighted if maybe one day I have, like, a couple of years. Would absolutely be delighted by that. But it isn't likely. And that's not the reason I do this anyway. As I've mentioned in previous streams, I do this for my own amusement. You know. Oh, that was nice. That coffee's all right. Waitrose Essentials. It was all I could afford at Waitrose. £1.50. So I'm not a complete snob. It's not like I'm paying £9 for a jar of coffee. £1.50 is about what I've got for it. What was I saying? I got distracted by the coffee. It's pretty good. I recommend it. Percol as well is another brand that I'm fond of. We've got a player here. Now, I did say I was going to go into the menu and like adjust the microphone, but I don't think I'll be doing that because I can't be bothered. So I'm just going to wave at the guy. Oh, okay. Well, there we go. He aimed his gun at me, and I guess I'll do a dance. See, the unfortunate thing about this game is that you know, you have very limited options in terms of how you can interact with other players. We've got another guy over here. I guess I'll say hello to him as well. Looks like he might be doing some hunting. That seems to be what's going on. Yeah, he's doing some hunting. Give him a wave. He's not interested. I don't know if these guys are in a posse or what. I'm gonna go to... Oh yeah, never mind. Looks like everybody's sort of moving towards Blackwater Way anyway. Yeah, as I was saying, there are very limited options in terms of how you can actually interact with other players unless you have a microphone. A lot of people seem to like to do things, you know, they like to basically just leave it to giving each other a wave or some other emote. I kind of like to talk to people when... Sometimes, not always. Sometimes I like to be quiet, but it would be nice if people were a bit less gun shy with the microphones. Because really, there's only so much you can do with the tool set that the game gives you. I mean, I can tie people up and drag them along the ground, I can shoot them in the face, or I can wave at them. Or if I've got something on the back of my horse, I can take it off and I can give it to them as sort of a gesture of goodwill. But beyond that, you know, I mean, if I invest in some Molotov cocktails, I can set them on fire. But, like, what, 4 of these 5 options are things that are going to piss them off. And I don't really want to piss anyone off. I would actually like to be friends. But there you are. So we're gonna go check out Valentine. I've been experimenting with inviting people to Valentine, to Smithfield's, the saloon in Valentine. I've been experimenting with inviting people to Smithfield's for a pickled egg and some almonds, because both of those are free items. They're, well, items. You can eat a pickled egg at the saloon in Valentine. It's a funny little thing to do, I guess. Maybe not uproariously hilarious, but as a premise to try and get people to come over and interact with you, it's as good as any other, you know. So I'll get on the mic, I'll be like, I'm in Valentine, would anyone care to join me for a virtual beer and a pickled egg at the saloon? And then, you know, sometimes people do turn up and we have a good time and we take some photos and, you know, we throw each other around and do whatever goofy kind of activities. whatever we can come up with. I mean, you see, we've got a guy here, he's in defensive mode. What can I do? I can wave at him. Looks like he's helping himself to some sort of tonic. He's getting ready for a fight. See, I can throw him off the horse. You know, that's pretty much all I can do. See, now he's upset. And, you know, I didn't really mean to do that. I didn't mean to throw him off the horse. What I meant to do was get on the back of it. And be like, yeah, come on, take me somewhere. Take me somewhere nice, my friend. That was what I was aiming for. But the mechanics of the game are such that basically most of the actions that I can perform with other players are inherently violent. Which, you know, I mean, maybe if I want something different, I should play a different game. I mean, it is a Rockstar title. Like, the genetics of GTA are very much in this thing. Like, anyway, I've had my pickled egg. And, yeah. I mean, that's it. I'm sort of feeling kind of like things have run their course. My horse is mucky. I'm mucky. I could be muckier. I like to just dive around in the mud from time to time. Get nice and dirty. Not afraid to get down and dirty with the lads, as it were. There doesn't seem to be anyone here. I've blown my one chance of making a friend by throwing that guy off his horse. So that's it. That's the stream, I suppose. That's the natural ending point, and we will. You know, I've got a pressing engagement with the latrine. So yeah, if anyone did tune in, thank you for being here. Obviously, nobody did, but maybe one day somebody might. And they might look back through the previous streams and find themselves enjoying it. And if you're one of those people, thanks for sticking it out. I really, I am somewhat flattered by it, I suppose. What is this guy up to? Absolute madman. Delivering a bounty. And there we go. That's the stream. Enjoy the rest of your day, and good luck with everything that you have going on in your life, I suppose, and Godspeed to you. And there will be another stream at some point. TTFN.
Hey, move